Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Changing the Narrative with Simone Thomas on the Cape Flat Stories platform. We are on Facebook and on YouTube. And we are also definitely also on the Cape Flats radio app. So welcome once again. I know it's been a hot minute, but load shedding in South Africa, by the way, has threw in a bit of a curveball with our programming and scheduling and things like that. And so we kind of
Nice
had
to
to.
know that they're affecting you on that side of the world also.
I'm gonna get to that, man. I'm gonna get to that. So we are back, and I'm excited to be back. And this week I have my guest, Marion Mufweba-Hermans, the owner of Marley Grey. So we are very, very excited, and we will be chatting to her for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, about her journey with alopecia. Right. So my name is Simone. I am born and bred from the Cape Flats, from Cape Town, but I'm now currently living and working in Germany. Just so you think that, just before you think that we are not really
Later.
affected by
You will
load
say later. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
shedding. We are not really affected by load shedding per se. However, there is an energy crisis year. And that's of course due to the existing current war, but also and obviously the raw material supplier. So electricity has gone up. My electricity, heating, and gas bill went up by €4. So that's roughly about 80 rand, more or less 80 rand. So this is a bit of a it is
The
a thing,
struggle is real.
Marion.
The struggle is real, girl.
So yeah, so we have to kind of still do certain things, but I'm just like, guys, I've been, when you come from South Africa and load shedding and water shedding in some parts, it's like, I know this, like y'all are losing y'all's mind over here because of it, but I'm because gewoonte aan, because gewoonte aan,
Yeah, yeah. South Africa prepares you for the world, Moss.
South Africa, yeah. So and now it's like they're like, oh, the electricity, oh no heating, everybody's dying 7 times a day here because of this heating and
Light a
electricity.
candle, girl. Let's
And
pray.
I'm just like, what's is gewoond aan die dinge? Do you know that South Africans are without electricity for up to 12 hours a day? In
Ish,
Zimbabwe, they're
shame.
up to 18 hours a day. So we okay, right? So luckily, we've got no load shedding issues tonight, but let's touch wood
Yes.
and not speak too loud, right? Right, right. So, Marion Mufweba-Hermans,
Yeah,
hello and
boy.
welcome to Changing the Narrative with Simone Thomas
Thank you.
on the
Thank you for
Cape
the
Town
invite.
Stories. Hey,
I say thank you for the invite.
always, you've been on my list. I just had to get through to everything. Paul Adams, hi. Paul is altyd eerste hier na dierbaar is. Groete daar aan jou kant, Paul. So,
Paul.
Marion, we are talking today. We're talking about your journey with alopecia. But before we get there, let us just maybe a short introduction. We know that there's a lot of people that know you. But there's also a lot of people that don't know you. So maybe just introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay, so I'm Marion Mufweba-Hermans. I'm the founder of Marley Grey natural hair accessories brand. It's a lifestyle brand that caters to all hair care needs. We have lots of satin items to protect your hair. We sell products, hair products from different local vendors. So of course, we support local and we push local. And of course, we have a studio salon where we deal with natural hair as well, cut natural hair, teach you how to understand your natural hair, no matter the texture of your hair. It's basically personalized and learning about your hair. So yeah, we have an online store and of course a salon in Bellville in Cape Town. But yeah, that's what we do.
Awesome. So besides Marley Grey, I mean, there's other facets of your life as well. Share with that. Your handsome boys.
I mean, hands off.
I mean,
Yeah, so I am a 38-year-old mother of two boys. Very cute. They look a little like me, but So yeah,
they
very
are.
busy, also very natural. And
Yeah.
then, of course, I'm married to my husband for the last 12 years. And the name Marley Grey, actually, ooh, here comes one of them.
Yes.
Anyway, so the name Marley Grey actually comes from a combination of our names. My name is Marion, my husband's name is Hadley. We joined the name because our friends always called us Marley. So we like, couple girls. We put Marley together, Marley, and my eldest second name is Grey. So we just combined the names to make Marley Grey. Sounded fancy, and I thought that it stuck really well. But so yeah, so I'm also busy studying an entrepreneurial course. I run my business from home. I'm a creative. I come from let's say I used to work at UWC for about 10 years prior to starting my own business. Sorry, my own business. So that was more of educational side of things, doing multimedia and so on. But yeah, that's my background. Um, Anything else? I don't want to give my own idea.
Now, awesome. I think also the brand name stuck and it's still sticking. And I think you are not Marion anymore. You are Marley. When people,
Yeah, no, my name has fallen away. My name is
your
Marley
name has
Grey.
fallen away. I
Even
think
my
that
friends are like, I'm gonna call you Molly, man. I'm like,
Marley.
it's my stage name now.
Molly. No, but I think it's I think that it's actually a compliment that people identify you as the brand. And I
Yeah,
think anyone who has a brand, they want to be called by that. So you're living and breathing this thing, So if
yeah.
Marley Grey was a person, it would be you. It is you. So very well done on that. So let us just start with and oh yes. So I've been to Marion Salon. Actually, was it last year prior to coming here?
Last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
before you moved, yeah.
Before you
Yeah,
very
before
upset.
you flatted us. Jokes, man. No, but seriously, before you moved.
Just say you miss me. I am coming over for a cup of tea and
We all need
a
those good vibes. We do miss you. Shame, man.
no, I do, but also I must come for an assessment again. It's due in any case. So I've been to Marion's salon or studio before, and I at that point before I came here, because obviously not a lot of people this side of the world
Mm.
know how to look after my hair.
Yeah.
So that's normally the first thing I do when I get home. Do my hair, please. So obviously, and I didn't know that there was a section of my hair in front. I don't know if you remember, but I remember quite well the section of my hair in front that was breaking off or just like falling out.
Yes, yes. We had to shape your hair in line with your front hair because it was breaking off. Yes.
That's right. And
Your
I didn't
memory
know
is better than
I was
mine.
suffering breakage. And to me, I was like, no, man, my hair's just uneven. It needs a trim, just. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, here was a whole section of the whole front, basically, the whole front section of my head.
Yeah.
The hair was falling out because of stress, because of whatever. I don't even know, because I'm like, Marion, I'm not stressed. Like, I'm very chilled. Like,
Uh, yeah.
meanwhile,
What are you talking about?
yeah, so we had to do a shape. So I didn't know that, and I was like, how did you miss this? So it's really beneficial to see a stylist. I always tell people this all the time: go to a stylist, go to a natural hairstylist, take the time out, make the appointment, go every 3 months or so. But go to a stylist. It's so important because you miss things. Like I miss things I didn't even know about this hair falling out, for instance.
Yeah.
So right, with alopecia. So again, I watched the Swirl movie again, and obviously alopecia is one of the themes in the movie Swirl by Juanita and Adams, Chanel, Davids, Veronique, Jeffdas. Obviously, we'll all be at the Cruise Day Out. So I watched the movie again, and that was one of the themes, very strong theme, alopecia. tell us a bit about your journey with alopecia. Because the first definition that comes to mind is alopecia is all about hair loss, hair loss, hair loss. Just
Yeah,
share a bit
yeah.
about your journey with that.
Okay, so alopecia in a nutshell is obviously something that lays dormant in your body, which I would have never guessed was dormant in my body. But anyway, so obviously I started my natural hair journey. The hair got bigger. It was just fantastic. And of course, with my hair growing and with my business growing, the two were kind of aligned, my hair was my advert and so on. And of course, doing one day, doing my wash day and so on, I found a bald spot in the middle of my head. I was like, okay, this is a bit weird, but I thought maybe my path was just too wide. I wasn't really getting it yet until I kept feeling it more and more as the days progressed. And I'm like, but there's like it's a bit of a concave situation. It's a dent in my head. But I couldn't figure out what it was. Then I Googled them, Dr. Google, send you in a panic, so on. Oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I opted rather to just go to the dermatologist and just go and see wat gaan aan. And I went and he explained to me about alopecia as an autoimmune deficiency disease. And I'm like, words, words, like an autoimmune disease. Yeah, so obviously he was saying that this is when your immune system is fighting the follicles in your hair. So that obviously prevents your hair from growing, or you suffer from hair loss and so on. And that was what was happening to me. So I was like, but like, how is this even a thing? It was quite depressing because I actually thought that it would end up being my whole head. I'd be losing all my hair with time. But he explained to me, of course, it comes in patches. The alopecia I had or have, it comes in patches. It's not necessarily something you can cure, but it is something you can manage, right? So, of course, he sent me on, he gave me a steroid cream and he put me on like every 6 weeks I'd have to come back for an injection into my scalp. That was not vibes. Let me just tell you, that was absolutely terrible. So I think after like the second or third time, because he has to go pretty deep, like through a few layers of the skin. I'm telling you, I sat there and you must just wait for that needle to go down, probably down 4 layers. I'm not too sure how many layers deep, but they need to inject right to the bottom where your follicle comes from, at the bottom where your follicle is, so that it can kind of ignite your follicle and make it grow again. So it's basically laying there dead. You need to kind of wake it up and get your hair to start growing again. But after the second or third time, I was like, Nanzaya, this is not even what I want to do. It's so sore. Is it even working? Because it's still feeling fairly smooth. The little patch on my, nothing is working. It was about the size of a 1 rand by then.
Wow.
And then I just ditched the injections, But also I'm a firm believer in natural things.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, so I did my own research. I found a lot online, and I practically went into like beast mode, and I tried everything that I could with regards to it being natural ingredients or natural things. And I started to ignore the little hole, because when you watch the kettle boil, nothing happens. Yeah. And obviously it would be frustrating. The more you're sitting there like, did it grow today? Did it grow today? And with that, that patch, because it's so deep underneath the layers, you have to wait quite a while to see something happen at the base or at the scalp. Yeah. So with time, you'll see little tiny hairs coming out. It probably took more than a year just for my hair to start like maybe getting a little bit longer and longer. But like I said, I just ignored it. I carried on. I ate healthy. I ate my greens. I did my scalp massages. I made so many concoctions in my kitchen just to get hair growth, onion juice, cayenne pepper, like the works. And eventually my hair did grow back. But obviously when researching, you realize that there are triggers that cause this, of course. And I had to then also start managing my life and my diet and, my day-to-days, just so that it would not happen again. But yeah, that's my story.
So you would say, do you have permanent alopecia, or was it temporary, or was it like 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months? Was it over a few years?
Okay, so I think mine was temporary. It wasn't permanent, but you do get permanent and temporary
Yeah.
alopecia, types of alopecia. I mean, with alopecia areata, which is the one I have with the bald spots, that can come and go as many times, as it wants to. And I think also as many times as your body is acting out of stress or trauma, or whatever, that could happen. So like I said, it lays dormant. You're not necessarily sure when it will happen. But your body always shows you something's not right, So yeah, that's why it's a big thing for me to actually just
Yeah.
take care of my sleep levels and so on.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
as I was saying, it is temporary, but like I said, you do get permanent ones.
Okay. Okay. And so, do you know if it was so you didn't inherit it? What should we look out for in terms
If-
of alopecia? Because now if I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I think I had a
yeah,
bald
watch.
spot somewhere. Now that I'm literally like thinking, okay, Simone, do you have a bald spot
It
somewhere?
reminds me of when when you look watching TV or something and you see the worms on the TV and suddenly
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
yeah. So, because that's literally how I'm like literally like feeling now
I
because I
mean,
was
I'm not gonna say you're never gonna get it. It is hereditary. It
like,
can come with medical changes, hormonal changes, stress. Like it
yes,
can come, but you won't know, I guess, until you get it. I don't even know if there's like a test to go and see if you have alopecia. But yeah,
yeah,
like I said, there's different kinds of alopecia, and it could start when you're young. It could start in your older life. I've always had very little hair, like you will not see hair on my arms, on my legs, and so on. Even my eyebrows, I kind of have to draw them in. But also, I thought maybe that was part of the alopecia. But my
oh,
parents are also not hairy. But also, they've never said anything about alopecia. I've never seen anything there. Like I said, I didn't know anything about alopecia until I went to the dermatologist. So
wow.
yeah,
I would like to make a note there because I think it's so important, especially in our communities where we don't believe in going to the dermatologist or we wait too late to go. En is net so 'n bietjie selfs, 'n bietjie
mm.
'n bietjie dinges blare daar op en
Coconut
whatever.
oil.
Yeah, and I mean there is obviously lots of wealth and truth with that because obviously our plants do heal, but also we have to get the diagnosis right
Yes,
first. So please
yes,
go when you do notice that there's bald spot, please go to a professional before you kind of do your own research and
mm.
making your own concoctions like Marion. Please go to the dermatologist first if you have any kind of skin problem, scalp
Yeah,
problem, hair problem. Go to a professional just so that you can get the science behind what is going on,
yeah.
and
Because
then
obviously there's different, sorry, because there's different alopecia.
yes,
I felt it was important to go and see which one it is because you do get traction alopecia. Let me just rather also explain to
okay,
some
yes,
people that don't
please explain.
understand. So traction alopecia comes from when you are tying your hair back too tight, when you're doing braids too tight, when you're doing cornrows too tight. Your ma plak mos your gel aan elke dag and every day you keep plucking on that ponytail. If you've got very little hair and you're forcing your hair into a ponytail, those are the things that will pull out your front hair. You'll end up with a five head. Your hair will start at the back.
Yeah,
Don't pull
yeah,
don't pull back your hair. I'm very deliberate when I leave my hair forward. It can be annoying at times and very hot, but I don't want to pull back too much because of the risk of losing that front hair because of traction alopecia. Right? But I
traction.
mean, it's not only front that it can happen. It can happen on the side. I've seen people with very thin hair on the sides. You can see right through there at the back. It just depends on how rough you are with your hair. Then you get alopecia areata, which is my one, which is patches, bald spots, and so on. And alopecia actually happens a lot more in men than it happens in women.
Yeah,
Facts. And that's also from male pattern balding. Male
yeah,
pattern balding. Yeah, I'm getting it
yeah,
right. Anyway,
definitely.
and then you get alopecia totalis, which is when you not only lose your hair, it's everything on your head. So your eyebrows, your eyelashes, whatever hair you have on your head,
Wow.
you don't, it's a struggle to get it back because you lose that. That's
Mm-hmm.
more, I think, of a permanent one. Then the last one that I know of is alopecia universalis. I
Yeah.
hope I'm saying it. And that is when you basically don't have hair all over your body, where you lose all the hair all over your body, and you can't necessarily grow it back. So
Wow.
there are different types, and it's important to go to the dermatologist to actually maybe figure out which one you do have. Mentally prepare yourself for what could be happening, because it's quite a trip, from who you were to suddenly not having it. It's a confidence breaker.
Yeah.
All of the things that come with it. It's better to be prepared, than unprepared, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Agree
Yeah,
with you 100%.
yeah.
So I didn't know that I thought you had alopecia before going natural,
No.
Marion.
No, I didn't. I only started when I was natural. And I can't say it's because I went natural, because obviously when I went natural, I started my own business.
Yeah.
I had to go to school during COVID. Like, there's so many stresses that came that it could have just been that. I
Yeah.
can't tell you exactly what the origin of all of it was, but it did
Mhm.
only happen once I mean, like I was playing with not playing with my, I was taking more care and paying more attention to my hair once I had
Mhm.
started becoming natural, or once I've returned to natural, versus a relaxed hair where you get a blow and swirl and whatever. You're not going to sit and make pads like we used to, Jay, come
Yeah.
and take your hair and whoops,
And you
whoops,
go. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So maybe I could have had it. I don't know. But I know that the biggest stresses in my life have happened in my older years. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So stress is obviously one of the key, I think, factors that can contribute to you
Yeah.
having or anyone experiencing alopecia, whether it is
Yeah.
the one that you have or any of the others. This can obviously stress. Um, I think
Yeah,
it
even
was
pregnancy can cause alopecia, eh? Like
that's
that's
right.
a trauma on its own. And
Mhm.
you also have hair lots after and so on. Anyway, there's
Yeah.
many causes.
Yeah, because I was just about to say that I think that is it a book or the article that I read about how the body keeps score of trauma and stress, and then we don't know why, and then
What a
it
read button.
happens, and then it happens like that. The poor body, the body keeps score, and it's like me discovering last year in June, the whole front section of my hair was like falling out, and I had absolutely no idea about
I mean,
when
it's like
what.
a relationship. If you're not
Yeah.
gonna treat it right, it's going to show you afterwards. Look what you did to me.
Look what you did to me. I'm the boss. Yeah, I'm the boss. Okay, awesome. So, Marin, how do you look after your hair, or what now? Because I know you spoke about onions and cayenne pepper. What did you
Your
do there? So,
well,
what
I had
concoctions
a
did
whole
you put
list of
together?
say again.
What
I was just
concoctions did you put together, kind of,
oh,
to
oh.
treat alopecia or just hair loss?
Yeah. So I had a garden full of aloes. I used to open that aloe, I used to mix that with castor oil. Castor oil fights antibacterial, antifungal issues
Understood.
on
Yeah.
yourself. That, and like the pepper would, like peppermint, peppermint's got that tingling feeling. So
Yeah.
basically anything that could tingle, like to restart that regrowth. I went for that. But I made a little bit of notes of the things I did use, because I still keep those notes from back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
these things happen. I consult with people, obviously. And sorry, my baby. I'm sorry, guys. Just pass me that page, please.
100%.
Yes. I think it's this page. Anyway, yeah. So even cinnamon, yes, I was writing my list. So I used to add cinnamon to onion juice. I grated the onions. I squeezed the sauces out. I put some cinnamon in there. You massage it on my scalp.
Just backtrack,
Onions.
Marion, backtrack the onion juice. Let's just start there because obviously there's this legend while I was growing up that you have to, if you want big boobs, you put the onions on your boobs. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
legend. when growing
Well,
up. I don't know if it happened. I didn't even do it. I never worried with doing it. I've never been, blessed in that area. So, what do you do with the onion juice? Well, how do
okay,
you
so
do
basically,
onion juice? Let's just start there. Do I
onions
do it?
contain sulfur, which is very rich in sorry, the onions are very rich in sulfur. And the
So,
sulfur is the thing that helps with hair growth, right? So cinnamon also helps with hair growth. Coffee also helps with hair, or caffeine helps with
yes,
hair growth. Yes. So there's little things that I just, found for hair growth, and I made a mixed masala. We're gonna now, even curry leaves, now that I'm saying
yes,
masala, curry leaves,
the curry leaves.
guava leaves, what else did I write here? Rosemary, of course. Rosemary is great.
Rosemary.
Cloves, rice water,
Yes.
fenugreek seed. I had the whole bang lot. And
So,
every
okay.
week I would try something new. So I don't even know which of those helped with hair growth, but everything hair growth was in the mix.
Okay. So do you kind of make like a tea? So obviously, let's just start with an onion because I think an onion most people have at home besides that stench and the eye burn. So do you grate it or do you like put it in a twisted thing? Do you make it fine to how does it go from an onion, obviously being very solid, to a liquid because that's why we call it onion juice?
Yeah. So right, you can grate the onion and just use, sorry man, this haze in my eyes. You can grate the onion and then you can wait, you can let it rest because obviously the syrup needs to run out. Then you
Yeah.
can take your pantyhose or whatever and you can squeeze out the rest of the juice
Okay.
so that it can come out. I even used to take vitamin C tablets and crush them and put it in my stuff because vitamin C is also a good vitamin for hair growth.
Okay. That's
Um, yeah, but I'm crazy, so I'll do it.
okay. So that's how you get the onion juice. And so if
Yes.
you take the onion juice, do you obviously concentrate it on your scalp, or do you do it in the entire strand from root to tip?
No, because we're focusing on the scalp only, it's important to put things on that help with scalp health also. So oils and things and those stuff. We're not catering to the hair, we're catering to the scalp. So of course you'd make pads, you'd put it on your
Yeah.
scalp, massage your scalp. Massaging also helps with the tingle
Yes.
for the growth and so on. I don't know if you've heard of the inversion method.
Maybe just explain.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
I
when
call
you
it something else.
like upside down on your bed and you massage your scalp. That's where all the blood is running to your head.
That's
And
right.
then
Yes.
yeah, I was
Mhm.
my upside down there, woo, doing all the things. It was echt. But I tried it and it did help me.
Clearly, it helped you because my hair, and I've been always, my hair doesn't grow past the length that it currently is.
You keep
And
saying
so
that.
I keep
I
so
see.
I need to so that I'm on different vitamins and all the geite. And also the herbs and stuff. You don't find it's not like in back home.
That's
That's
not
how
me.
a babichi, but
Mm-hmm.
a China or a Thai shop. And there's
Mm-hmm.
none of that here. There's none of that. So I must drive an hour to get an
Yeah.
Indian store that sells these spices, and then they also don't even have all of these spices, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that's why I'm very sis happy and I chat and I see Rosemary is on here. Rosemary het vir my baie mooi gevra en sê maar moet asseblief nou nie hare sny nie.
Look
So
at Rosemary is also perfect for this chat because she is the gal. Rosemary
she's
will
the
make
girl.
your hair grow. She's the gal. And I
She's
mean,
the
you can
girl.
find that at the shop, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
cook with rosemary, you'll find an
yeah,
onion. I mean, I know those are all over the world. I feel like, if anything, those two alone, well, the rosemary alone. Thank you, rosemary. For those two,
yeah,
that alone is a really good egg growth.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
beautiful.
the onion, obviously, the onion stinks.
Dude, let me tell you, I know you now stuck on the onion thing. The onion thing was not a regular thing for me
Okay.
because I do. You know that big balls that you find at the fisheries in the jar?
Yes.
Yeah, no. So that's how it smells like all the time. So even if you wash your hair, yes, you can wash it, shampoo and those things take the smell away. That smell wasn't for me. I really couldn't do onions. And so I opted to get, I don't know if you know the Gentle Magic soap bar for skincare. It's a
Mm,
green
the green,
Gentle
yeah,
Magic.
light green,
Yes,
yes.
now that also contains sulfur. And I swapped that out and I used that instead. But you can even smell, it smells very sulfuric, so you know that it's potent. So instead of the onions, I moved over to that. But also I know that some people actually cook onions in water to not have that pungent smell. So there
Yeah.
are ways. I mean, if you add peppermint to the onion juice or, whatever, you can lessen the
Subtle,
smell. But I'm sorry, but onion, I feel like that smell will push through like it's onions. It's like as bad as garlic.
Hey?
I said it's as bad as garlic, so.
Okay. Okay. So what else did you use?
Um,
You
Fenugreek
did.
seeds, I made a paste from that. Also, oats, jungle oats, helps to just moisturize the scalp. Um, so with all the sulfur that I was using, I'd put some jungle oats in a cup and soak it in some water, and that water would become kind of milky.
Yes.
That's a nice thing to spray on. Even pink Himalayan salt is healing for this, I guess, for many things. So I
Yeah.
put that together. Also rice water I tried. I didn't really like rice water because it dried out my hair. So maybe it had good intentions on my scalp, but for my hair it was not working. And that's obviously a whole other topic that you get into
Yeah.
with natural hair. Yeah. But yeah,
Remember the oats thing? I think we did a live or a chat about that on the Cruise Rugs page I think maybe a few years ago. And I remember this
uh,
oat was going crazy. I
yeah,
remember
that
the
was-
conversation about the oat.
yeah. Oats is great, man. I mean, it's also great for eczema. So, I mean, in my house, we always got them oats. So yeah, those types of things. Let me see what else I lemongrass also.
Yes.
It was a lot of things I found in my garden. Let it come out my eye. In my garden to help it along, man. But I even ate almonds, like what you eat. Those are also the things that mattered. So what I ate also mattered. There's some nuts that are rich in irons, and there's some things that are rich in omega, like fish and those types of things. Then you get all your green veg that also help with hair growth. I was chowing down at those, and so my kale, who am I?
Kale and broccoli and celery.
From Wood High School.
What is that green girl?
Yes, I mean spinach, broccoli, everything that was green, I was trying to chow down. So yeah, I watched my diet. I made sure that I had exercise or a walk or something, drinking enough water. All of those things also contribute to hair growth, of course.
Yes.
And this is obviously things that I teach people about the hair. But for me, I went through the alopecia with all my remedies and stuff to find a way to grow back my patch. And all those things that I did help me, I guess. Actually, I don't want to take away from the fact that I did get those injections first. And I mean, you do get
Yeah.
topical cream and all that. But I didn't complete any of that because, mommy, it was biasia. It was
Yeah.
really sore. Having this long things right into your scalp. Oh, yeah. So
They
I
even
couldn't do that. I opted for the natural.
yeah, but did they
Yeah.
did they put you under like some kind of light anesthesia or something?
No, girl. You just lay there because the dummy had like a dentist like chair, so you put your legs up. I don't know why he's trying to make you feel relaxed because he's gonna hurt you, but yeah, you put you on the chair and you just gotta be strong. Hold on, girl, hold on. And then you just feel the prick and you can literally feel it going practically into your scalp. I mean your skull. So it was it wasn't a fun time. My head would be sore for a while after that. But yeah, I did do that for like maybe 2 rounds. And then I
Okay.
was like, nope.
Mm. Done. Done.
Yeah,
Yes,
done.
one question from Rosemary Clausen. She says, my granddaughter, I can't know net so lees. My granddaughter got a colicky that doesn't grow. It's the size of a 5 book, but it's a blink bless. Could it be alopecia?
It definitely could be, especially if it's smooth. So you'll
Yeah.
be able to tell by the fact that if it's broken off, there'll be a little bit of hair.
Yeah.
But if it's smooth and if it maybe feels a little bit indented, yes, it could be alopecia. And like I said, not all of them can not be cured, but I mean, not all are temporary. Some are permanent.
That's permanent.
So that would also be a case where if after a year of her trying and not even little speckle cheese coming out has come out, then go and see some real treatment because yeah, that could actually be helpful. Or he could tell you that you must prepare for something, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's the only question for now. And then the coffee,
Mm-hmm.
how do you do it? Do you just do like a coffee? So you make, obviously, is it instant coffee or ground coffee?
Coffee is coffee is coffee. But even in coffee,
Oh,
you
let's
can
just
use
start there,
different.
Marion. No, don't
So you
lie.
disagree. A coffee
Don't.
is not a Nescafe.
No, because no, because you do get, and I might get into trouble by saying this, but you do get coffee snobs because people
You
that drink,
do.
yeah, because people that drink instant coffee like I do,
Yeah.
will say no, that's not, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then if you
That's
go
not
say
real coffee.
that's not real coffee when the plunger, but that's too much PT, too much time for me.
I
I'm
am
also,
she. I am she, the non-snob. I am she. Give me
yeah,
the coffee any day.
okay, okay, but also then you
Oh
get
yes, I was gonna say. Sorry, I was gonna say on the coffee thing. It's not coffee itself, but it's caffeine, and of course, tea also contains caffeine. So if you wanted to do a tea rinse, even you could do
Mhm.
that, like green tea. You know, it doesn't have to be coffee, but if you wanted to use coffee, you can put it in your conditioner. I mean, even if you made a coffee paste and massage that on your scalp, maybe mix some coffee with your oils and then use
Mm.
that over a period of time each night or how often you do oil massaging or whatever. You have to figure out what works for you. And just making sure that your scalp is getting the things that it needs to stay healthy and possibly to assist in hair growth.
Hair growth. Okay.
Yeah.
So it can be, the ground coffee or the instant coffee, the
Yeah.
coffee,
Whatever's got caffeine in. Whatever has caffeine in.
whatever is caffeine. Okay.
Frisco.
Yeah. But you
Which
also
I don't
do,
even know if Frisco has.
but you also do get those coffee treatment, but it's coffee. It's that's made of that's how they sell it, or that's how they market it, especially that it is made, everything is just coffee. So, but they target it a lot at men. It's an old brand. For the life of me, I cannot remember.
Alpacin of it's just that, or
There we go. Alperson. Yes. There we go.
look at me knowing things,
Yeah,
man. My
yeah, you
memory
can.
is really bad. So whenever I remember something, I'm actually really proud of myself.
Okay, well done. But now tell me, did you try that? Is that, is it,
No,
no.
I wasn't prepared to try anything medicine like or any topical steroids or whatever. I wanted to first give the natural things a go, and if I wasn't going to win there, I would have probably gone back to the dermy.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
so far you've been winning because is the alopecia, is it now kind of minimized? Is it your hair growing back?
Yes, yes. I've
Okay.
taken back my power.
Yes, the natural way. Natural way. What else do you have in your notes? You made a lot of notes, eh?
No, I was just putting down, the different foods that you can eat. I mean, I didn't eat all the things that I've listed because, I wrote a whole lot of things. But, there's many things that the things that you eat, the things that you do. If you're somebody that's now not going to wash your hair for a month, I mean, come now, So there's things that I've written down just that assisted me in my journey. Like I said, there were nuts that I ate, the flax seeds that I tried. I'm gonna read here quickly what else I wrote. Honey and lemon also. I wouldn't use that too much because lemon can lighten your hair.
That's right.
Oh, let me also just say this disclaimer with everything, there's a good side and a bad side. So of course you need to use things in moderation or check what could be the
Yeah.
downside of something. Let me also just say that.
Or maybe just
Okay, so
test
say
it
again.
first. I always
Yes,
say
taste
people
it.
test, do a
Yes,
strand test or something at the back. So if it does
yeah,
dry out or whatever, at least it's a small section and okay, stop this. If there's some kind of
yeah, yeah,
irritation or reaction, just
exactly.
stop.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people could be allergic to some of the natural things. So I don't want to be blamed for someone doing something that
Yeah,
lands them
disclaimer,
some
disclaimer, disclaimer.
disclaimer. This is what I did.
Yeah, But I
So
know
yeah, I was just yeah.
also someone else also told me about the fenugreek. Is it like a seed?
Seeds.
It's
Yeah,
like a
the
seed.
fenugreek seeds.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Naxini, I must now wait for
Yeah,
5
no,
days.
they won't be there. Yeah, no, and like I mean, I went to go loaf guava leaves from my cousin. I used hibiscus powder. I had lavender in the garden, rosemary in the garden. I boiled that into like a spritzer. Like
Yeah,
I said, I used the oatmeal. What else? The onions. Ah, yeah, like the kale, the kale, the spinach, all the greens that I could eat. I
yeah.
ate. I was trying hard. Let me just say, I was trying hard. Like
And you've been
there,
winning. You've
there's
been winning.
something sad about coming this far with your hair and then having it all fall out, or
Imagine.
yeah.
And you had dreadlocks, right?
That's my goal. I had locks. I love locks. I wouldn't mind trying a different type of lock when I do again. So the goal was to grow my afro as big as I possibly could, so that my locks journey can start at a longer length than it did before. Because when my hair was shorter and I started my lock journey, I looked a bit like Bone Thugs and Harmony, and that was not cute. You can't really make styles. So yeah, that my end goal is eventually to have locks, and I might just wait till my son matriculates because he also wants his locks back. It's another topic. You must know the schools don't allow
Yeah, we
that. Okay, I
know
can't
that
say.
other topic. Yeah, we know about
Yeah,
that.
so in support of him, I might just do it only then. But that is the end goal.
That's the end goal.
Yeah, and we can't be having bald spots when you have your locks, eh? We
Yeah,
can't be.
because then it's even more visible. Because
I
obviously,
must also say, hey, you can get traction alopecia from locks as well. Let me also put that out there. So there'll be men who do their locks, and there'll be people who refresh their locks far too often. Like
uh,
maybe every week you're gonna twist it or you're gonna tighten it or neaten it. You don't give your hair a chance to grow out and look fuzzy. Yes, it might look unneat. What's the word? It
untidy.
looks untidy. Sorry, it might look untidy, but there's a method to our madness. You don't want to be pulling on that. So of course the dreadlocks start to thin in the front already, and it doesn't look nice. Sometimes also people make the locks too thick and too heavy, and as it grows, it pulls on the hair.
That's right.
So, like I said, with everything comes a downside.
There's
You
a
need to know
downside.
what to put yourself into.
But that's the same thing when I think previously when we had our braids done, it was
Yeah.
so tight and things you'd literally have these.
You get that little pimples.
Yeah, and you get pimples. I actually had someone, I was just consulting with somebody earlier on, and she's saying that a younger child got these little pimples. And I said, why? What were you doing? And she said, no, I'm plaiting it. And I said, please stop. It's clearly too tight. Please try a different style in plaiting it. Obviously, for school, it's much more convenient.
Yeah.
So please stop. I said, please stop. There's a reason why the pimples are there. The body's saying, stop. So please stop.
Yeah.
Immediately when you see that, it's because something is pulling on it. So please
Yeah.
stop doing those plaits and plaiting too tight. Then just
Exactly.
gooi a bolas and make it flat and just have,
But even the bola is like not too tight also, no?
yeah.
Everything.
There's ways
But I
that you
think that
can.
also we need to speak on that, because sometimes moms want or need the kids to look neat all the time. Losola there is, it's gonna change with time. And if a child is not untidy, they didn't have fun. So like
Yeah.
shame, leave the child there and it will be wild. You wake up with sonstrala. Okay, if you wear a satin bonnet or a satin pillowcase, then you might not have that strala. But I mean, there's ways to keep your child's hair neat that doesn't have to pluck under whatever, or the tight plait every day, or plaiting a little. My mom used to do this. Instead of plaiting our hair backwards or pulling it backwards, yeah, she gave us that natural Alice band. Then she plaited this way. Yeah, she pulled that natural Alice band.
We also had that. We said, psh, around
Yeah.
this. Boom. There you
And
go.
that's how we should be doing it, because we always make remarks about the fact that our parents didn't know better. Our parents actually knew. We just swayed from that. But,
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Rosemary is saying again. Mazi is probably a granddaughter. So we also want to get a granddaughter locks. but that spot was still visible because we gave her a big chop when she was 1 year old, just to get
Okay.
all hair even. I don't know. I feel like you have to. I feel like a year old is too soon to be chopping off baby's hair. I think you need to
Mm.
wait. And it's got nothing to do with the wisdom. I just think that you're not giving the hair chance to grow. I feel like wait a little long.
What about wisdom? Tell me yourself.
Oh no. So there's
Oh,
an
my
old
tale,
legend,
yeah.
there's an old legendary wives' tale that if you cut your hair before the child's hair before a certain age, I think it was like 3 years old. Ek het met my ouma groot geword, so ek het, yeah.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be cutting off cutting a child's hair until the child is like around 3 years old, because dan is gaan die kind stadig is. I must not be very
Oh.
politically correct. Yeah. So
Oh.
yeah, that's
I
you
have to
must
but
wait.
disprove that because my dad shaved my son's hair off one day. I came home from work and I found my child with no hair. Like I was like, whoa, what? Like, oh, I chunked now. But anyway, I understand it was hot. My dad could see my son it was hot and he shaved it. And this was like probably before he turned one even or after he turned one. I don't know, he had a like a afro.
Okay.
And let me just say, do you like this bias slim now?
And
Let me just
so clearly not.
No,
Because it's the same
I don't think it had anything to do with
because that's
the thing.
that's the old one.
Yeah,
That's
that's how
all
they
what they
thought.
always said. But I
Yeah,
think that I think you should wait, because I think
yeah.
baby's hair will be shed. Baby will shed hair on its own,
And the hair will change on its own
and they
all the
will
time.
change on its own. That's
It's
right.
the baby hair.
So I
It's
don't
like their
think
baby teeth.
that's so it has to still develop and grow and things like that. Because I get that question a lot as well, where people say, "My child is so dry and I don't know what to do. It's sitting well, it's still sitting," and I'm just like, "Girl, as long as it's clean, if you can get her to sit still, make 4 bulletjes with a pom pom, 4 pom poms, or the rubber bands. Do. Let her be free.
Yes,
Let
not
her be
forgetting,
free.
not forgetting, and I mean, I feel like most moms need to know this. Start from the beginning, where you put on the satin pillowcase or the bonnet
That-
or whatever. Start that young so that you don't struggle too much with the dry hair, with breakage, with sonstrala, with that dry colicky. You
That's right.
know, those are the basics of it. So, like you say, let the child be free, let the scalp be clean, but also protect the hair at night.
Okay. That's because they always say it's here at the back. And I'm like, yes, because baby probably sleeps on baby's back. So obviously that will be there. And I'm like, please just get a satin scarf but baby it will fall off, it's gonna sweat and whatever. So just get a satin pillowcase. Or make
Or
one if you
something.
yeah,
Because
or
it's
make
not only
one.
I mean, they sit in their car seat, they sit in their pram. It's that part heel dag en
Exactly.
nacht, you know.
That's right.
So until the baby is busy with tummy time or whatever, it's important to protect that hair. I mean, those are also the things that could help lessen the alopecia or the hair loss or the hair fall or the hair breakage, you know, in adults as well, not just kids. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I was also speaking earlier. I had a whole consultation today with this lady, actually since Monday. And she was also saying that her hair is very dry and she's struggling. And she's like, and I'm saying, explain to me your routine. What are you doing? Right, I'm washing it every second week. I'm doing a co-wash. I deep condition every second week. I sleep with my bonnet, and I'm like, okay, so what are you not doing? Are you doing a pre-poo? Are you, okay. Yes, but I'm very lazy, Simone. You see, I'm very,
Always.
and I'm like, I'm done with this consultation. Check the procedures lay. Check procedures lay. You need to, I was like, okay, it's one of two things. You need to obviously do a pre-poo. You have to change your products. If the current products haven't been working for you in the last 3 months, please stop. Then it could be the products, and then also the bonnets, and now we forget the basics about drying your hair with an old t-shirt and not a towel, or you get those microfiber towels now. And then The
And
lazy.
also the trimming. People don't trim their hair. Hulle wil lang hare, but they forget that trimming is part of the growing, Cut off them split ends because it goes up and it will make your hair seem kurkdroeg. So get rid of it. Even if you go like every few months and just get a centimeter at a time. I mean, a centimeter is not going to make a difference in the length of your hair, I don't think, unless you have like only a centimeter on your head. But I
Yeah,
mean, it won't make a difference. Get rid of it. Shake it
yeah.
off. Let
Shut
go
it
of the
off.
demons.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Marion, it was such a pleasure. I think we are running out of time because we can go on with this conversation
Yeah,
till next year.
forever.
Am I
You gotta
seeing
kick me out of here.
just again?
I
Just
said,
so
no, you
again?
gotta kick me out of here.
Yeah, because we can go on and on and on with this conversation.
I always laugh when I think about the day that we met when I came to your house, and I don't know how long did I stand outside. We were just talking about everything and nothing. But anyway,
Listen,
peace
listen, it was about you were supposed to just drop something, and then that conversation went into because I think at that point you were still considering should I leave my corporate job, should I not, should I do this thing full time, or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. And here you are, my word. It's been a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
year. Tell me,
Definitely, definitely.
tell me, have am I seeing you on the 16th of December?
There's a very strong possibility that you may not because there
No.
is a. I'm not like if I could split myself, I would. Like there's the salon people are trying to get their hair done for Christmas. Like it's wild out here. So,
Wow.
like I said, yeah, I'm not. I don't have a confirmed answer for you, but there are things in the pipeline, my friend.
Okay.
How's the planning going, by the way?
It's insane because I'm not there. It's
Right.
insane.
Um,
But I have a lot of
mm,
people, that's the one thing I've been very blessed with a lot of people on the ground around me.
yeah.
So I've got
And your man's is awesome.
my man's, yeah, my man's is
Mhm.
awesome. Um,
Yes.
now brownie points, brownie points. But it's still weird. But I'm very confident that everything is going well and going as planned. And if
Yeah.
things don't go as planned, then we kind of just we change gears.
Yeah, yeah. Always you have to. Yeah.
We
No, but I wish
do.
you all the best with your planning and the event, of course. I
Thank
will not see you. I'll surprise you. But yeah, I wish you all the best. I know how much work it takes to do these things. So I'm glad I'm not you.
I was asking myself, Simon, why do you do this to yourself? And then today, some of the ladies were tagging me in the memories of 3 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, this is why. This is why
Yeah.
I do what I
Yeah.
do.
The
But yes,
people.
Marion, thank you very much for your
Okay.
time. Thank you to your boys
Thank
and
you
your
as
husband.
well.
Thank you for everything that you're doing. If you need a consultation, please contact Marion at Marley Grey. A link on Facebook is on below there. So please
Yeah.
check her out if you need anything. It's in Bellville. It's really easy to
See.
find. It's
Yeah.
very central. If you come with a taxi or the bus, or if you're going to drive, or if you need an Uber, it's quite central. It's not.
Yeah.
It's it's very central, right? For real, central.
Yeah.
So please check it out for your hair consultations, trims. If you need a big chop, if you really, you're there to do your big chop. If you need any products or satin bonnets and hair accessories, styling your fro, Molly is your girl, right? Molly is your girl. And then furthermore, um, if you need tickets to the Cruise Rocks Day out on the 16th of December 2022 at 10 a.m. at the Market Hall in Grand West, please check
So,
out the link over there. I hope you can see it at Web Tickets and Pick and Pay Store. We have one more big announcement to make. And so obviously tickets are 300 Rand for adults. It is 195 Rand for teens, and then 150 Rand for kids under 12. Okay. So tickets are available at Web Tickets and Pick and Pay stores nationwide. We've just last week launched or announced that Juanita Adams, Chanel Davids, and Veronique Jefftas from the movie Swirl, and they were nominated for a SAFTA earlier this year. So they will also be joining our bill alongside Miss Ingrid Jones, Tumelo Mpolo, she will be doing a masterclass as well for Mael. And then of course we've got yes. And then, of course, we have Chrislyn Cias, Lizette Boyce, that will be our MCs for the day, and
Wow.
Dan Vino Prince. Yes. So
Okay.
it's a full day, full program. And then, of course, AfriPure, which is one of our sponsors, they will also be doing their mixology class. And they will literally be telling you and teaching you how to mix your own oils. So
Yes, as long as it's not mixing your own onions. Yes.
Girl, listen. I attended one of the first. Actually, FEPO had the first mixology class at our getaway last year. So it was so interesting. It was one of the things that I just found so fascinating and so engaging and so interactive that you're like, okay, and now you know which oils to mix for just for moisture and which oils to mix for instance hair growth, which is absolutely fantastic. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm looking forward. I cannot wait to get it home. It's koud die kante van die wêreld, but I'm so excited. And of course, everybody will receive a goodie bag, and the goodie bag is roughly valued at 750 rand. So there will be loads of product in, but yeah. So if you want to join us, please come out and support at Market Hall Grand West Friday, 16 December. We open at 10 a.m. Thank you so much to everyone that has joined us, and we'll see you on the socials. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, Simone. Have a good evening. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.